But yeah, it's smart to keep plates spinning. So even when we get little things that we miss, it's okay.
Yeah.
So what day is your?
The 2nd of December.
Oh right, I thought you were going up first.
Yeah.
So what is going on December the 2nd of 2002 for the Monday Night Raw?
Well, my friend, we start off with the show. My man Easy E teased us with the other week. We starting off with Rob Van Dam versus freshly heel turned John Cena, making his first appearance since heel turn.
Right.
So of course you got JR on commentary, call him a low down, dirty dog. Rob Van Dam's gonna beat him like a scolded dog. Let's see, stomp a mud hole, walk and dry. You know the isms.
Yeah, exactly. All the
isms.
The classics.
So yeah, it's pretty much like obviously the match will go pretty much how we expect. Rob is going to be in control most of the match, with Cena trying to get underhanded tactics here and there. So he's got the Greco-Roman eye rake.
I like that.
Thank you. There was one spot I had in mind where like Rob backs him up in like a collar and elbow situation, and he catches him with a cheap shot. Classic MJF heel tactics before MJF.
Well, I mean that's the beauty of MJF. He's playing all the hits.
Yeah,
so
I was about to say, and boy are they still hitting. My God, actually, to be honest, at time of recording, we're like, 24 hours off of All In.
Something like
that. And he's babyface of the stars right now, in my opinion.
Well, it's weird because we were talking about the show and how I couldn't tell who was who and what was what.
Yeah.
You even said at one point it's both and neither are the heel in the story.
Yeah, at this point, they're both in the wrong and in the right. At the same time, it's masterful storytelling.
Oh yeah, love it.
But yes, so this match breaks down to Cena brings a chair in to try and strike Rob with it. Ref obviously is like, no, absolutely no, we're not doing that. Takes the chair.
Well, also I think it's the wrong weapon to choose when you're looking at RVD.
Yeah.
He knows how to turn those against you.
Typically ends badly for you every time.
Exactly.
It was a ruse. It was a ruse the whole time. Cena reaches into his. Well, no, it doesn't. He just grabs the chain he came out with in the corner, wraps it around his fist, nails Rob with it, tosses it to the side, picks him up for the FU.
It's very smart.
And he gets the 1, 2, 3.
It's reminiscent of his WrestleMania 20 victory over Show.
And that's exactly why I did it, because it's at that point in time it was the biggest win of his career, beating Big Show for the U.S. title at Mania. Yep. So I wanted to kind of give the same vibe and echo that here in our universe.
Yeah. Well, I will go ahead and spoil it for anybody who is curious. That match will not be taking place at WrestleMania 20. John Cena has other plans.
Yeah.
Because we are doing big things at WrestleMania 20, although we got plenty of time to get there. We ain't even WrestleMania 19 yet.
I was about to say, we haven't even hit the Rumble yet. So, we got nothing but time.
Yes.
But yes, next up, we got my girl, Molly Holly versus Jackie Moore, coming out with the Black Widow Alliance. Cut to the chase here. Jazz and India come out to even the odds. And they, of course, roll to the back with the Victoria and
Ivory.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of them days. And Molly wins with the Molly Go Round, securing her number 1 contendership.
Very nice.
Always love to see Molly be successful. Triple H, classic backstage promo. Nope, just kidding. Give me a second.
It's all good.
Yep.
Yeah, so I allude to Triple H on my show, but I don't actually have him on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
that's the beauty of his wife being the boss, is that she can talk about him and make reference to, but he doesn't necessarily have to be there.
No justification for him to actually be out there. Good stuff all around. Yeah, okay. So, Triple H comes out with the rest of Evolution, says, listen, with Brock out of commission, I mean, do I really even have any competition? Like, honestly, I feel like I'm just coming on the Raw just to look good here at this point. And, like, listen,
It's
look
kind
at
of what he
him.
did the first time, too.
Pretty much.
It's like the first
First
run.
run.
Yeah, the first run.
So he's like, look at all our handsome faces. We got our nice $1 million suits on.
Yeah.
Looking as fly as we can be.
Custom made head to toe.
Yep. So he says, he actually makes reference and says, if Eddie decides to be dumb enough to wrestle for my championship, then I will handle that as it comes. But honestly, kid, I think you should just keep the IC title.
For sure, yeah. Stephanie herself did good to try and convince him to make that decision as well.
Exactly. Top tier decision. So out comes Rikishi. A man we haven't seen since the
Survivor Series, yeah.
Survivor Series, where the death of Too Cool.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But Rikishi comes out, and he literally just walks into the ring, doesn't even make eye contact with the rest of Evolution, doesn't make eye contact with Triple H. He's just staring dead at the Undisputed Championship.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then, of course, obviously, Triple H kind of makes a little head motion, and he is then surrounded by all of Evolution.
Even though one of them's got a bad wing.
Yeah, but I mean, he can still...
Oh, sure, yeah. You got
get
put the boots in,
to him.
yeah.
Get the boots to him. Yeah. But Triple H says, I don't know if you noticed this, but you're a little outnumbered. It's a crying shame you don't have any friends anymore. You and your little buddy are kind of fooling the coop. Gonzo. Gone with the wind, as they say.
Gone with the wind, I like that.
And this is when Rikishi grabs the mic from Triple H and he says, you're right. I may not have any friends, but I do have family. And then out comes Tao Range, which is... Rosie.
Yep.
And then Umaga Fatu.
Yeah, Umaga Fatu.
Which, the other baby, I can't remember.
What's that? Oh, his other name was Jamal.
Jamal.
Yeah. So formerly Rosie and Jamal are now Toa Reigns and Umaga Fatu.
Who were the former members of 3 Minute Warning, but we don't do 3 Minute Warning.
Correct,
so,
yeah.
For a frame of reference for this time frame.
Yes.
So Umaga is actually Umaga, but
yes,
we gave him last name.
Just no face paint.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He can get that when the team breaks up.
There you go.
Or when they fall apart.
Etc. Yeah. But yes, so how come the former Rosie and
Jamal.
Yep. To back up Rikishi, they clear Evolution out of the ring.
I assume Randy doesn't actually...
No, Randy Orton walks out immediately.
Yeah, he don't take no bumps, yeah.
Actually, Flair takes all the bumps here.
Oh,
so,
love it.
Rikishi super kicks Flair, and obviously Triple H bells, Batista bells, Orton bells, and they're kind of just up the ramp. And
I like that. Yeah, that's fun.
And Rick, being the great seller he is,
absolutely,
takes a Rikishi driver. To end the segment, Rikishi grabs the mic and introduces the world to the Samoan SWAT team.
Oh yeah,
because that is a dope ass name.
So absolutely.
To steal it from MLW. Thanks.
Well, you know that they acquired it from WCW, right?
Did they? Even better.
Yeah. So it was originally the name of Fatu and Samu when Paul Heyman managed them in WCW.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Great. So this works out even better than I thought.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, MLW is really good about paying homage and respect to the past.
Yeah, I think they just finished their Opera Cup tournament.
That and what I was going to say is they had their own version of the Hart Foundation, which was Teddy Hart, Davey Boy Jr. and
Brian Pillman Jr.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like. Not only do I like the name MLW because I think it's a good name.
Yeah.
It's very braggadocious.
Yeah.
But they, like I said, they're really good about showing respect to the past. And my goodness, their titles, beautiful.
Oh yeah, gorgeous.
Freaking beautiful.
The National Openweight title is probably the most gorgeous belt in the business right now. Well, one of the most.
Absolutely.
At least put it in
I really like the featherweight, the women's title.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of personality.
Yeah. It's got a lot more elegance than I thought. Like what WWE was trying to do with the Divas title, but failed miserably with.
Failed, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so it feels like a belt with prestige, even though it's only had 2 holders.
Mm-hmm. But that's a good thing, actually.
Yeah.
To me, Jade Cargill was the only, for the longest time, TBS champion, and that was a good thing.
Yeah, it does make it special.
Yeah, lots of times when you have an abridged lineage, oh my goodness, you talk about beautiful titles and very brief lineage.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE United Kingdom Championship.
Oh yeah.
Such a short lineage, a small
like
collection of
what,
champions.
4 years in total. Like
I think 4 guys held it too. So it was Bate, Dunn, Walter.
Bate again.
Oh, Dragunov. Or
no, sorry, Dragunov.
Then
Bate again.
Yeah,
and then Braun Baker, technically.
Oh yeah, I never really count the last one.
Yeah, you never count unifications.
Well, and the reason being is because he never carried it with him. Nah. He I would have liked for them to do some like merged hybrid design because that was a beautiful design. Oh my God, way better than the splash of color.
Rainbow splash.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah.
But hey, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. Can't complain about the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show goes off the air with JR saying no rest for the wicked as Triple H has to face the challenge of the Samoan SWAT team here on Monday Night Raw. A possible challenger looming on Thursday night SmackDown.
It's okay, just SmackDown. That's fine.
SmackDown, dang it. And then
because it'll be on Tuesday at some point as well.
Yeah, exactly. And then Brock Lesnar is still waiting in the rings once his suspension is lifted.
Absolutely, yeah, I like that. Well, you have perfectly set up the beginning of my SmackDown.
I tried.
So, Josiah said it, and the fact that there's questions lingering about Eddie Guerrero, but questions don't last long because we start with Stephanie McMahon in her office with the Intercontinental Championship on her desk.
Oh, wow. Straight to it.
And she says, given all my effort and even all of the advice from my husband, Eddie Guerrero has decided to relinquish the Intercontinental Championship. And so with that, starting tonight, we are going to have a tournament to crown a new Intercontinental Champion. The tournament begins tonight, but it ends at Starrcade on December the 15th. And so from there, we play the Open. I don't remember which song it was.
What was SmackDown's Open in this?
In 2002, I don't remember, but as soon as it concludes, we hear Eddie Guerrero's music. He comes out, and so he's hot-tempered, he's fiery, and in his promo he says a very important 2-word phrase, and that is Elective Ascension. Because in this world, in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide, we have adopted, or I mean, you're welcome to use it anytime you choose, we have adopted TNA Wrestling's Option C, the ability to relinquish a title and attempt to go after the Heavyweight Championship, or the top title.
Just for clarification, I mean, I already know the answer.
Absolutely.
Just for clarification, is this like any titles I can release tag team titles, or is this just singles mid-card titles?
So in my mind, it's just singular championships. And the reason being is, I don't know, it just feels a little dirty, because like my tag titles are 3 guys.
Yeah.
And if let's say for instance BFG said, "Oh, I see what you're doing there, Eddie. We'd like to join you."
Yeah.
I mean, now Triple H has himself another Elimination Chamber match set up instantly.
Okay. In one go.
In one go, yeah. So while I'm not saying that something can't be done to elevate a tag division competitor, or more than one maybe even, currently Elective Ascension is strictly for non grouped titles.
Okay. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, it just felt right. So Eddie is passionate. He believes in himself, and once again, like was already stated, he thinks that by having the top title, he can reunite Chavo and Rey, much like Triple H has brought together Evolution. And so, when we get to Starrcade, we'll find out if Eddie made the right choice, or if Triple H and Stephanie were correct, and that he made the wrong choice. Mm-hmm. So after Eddie cuts his promo, we see an ad for the fact that Hulk Hogan will be in the main event, not match, just segment. He'll be here tonight.
He'll be here tonight. Big Hogan event. Right.
And so after the Hogan ad, we play a commercial, come back, JBL, or not JBL, just Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Because he's not
quite yet.
He's not Senior Rich Man. He's just the beer drinking buddy guy. And so Bradshaw is making his way to the ring because he has chosen to accept the TV title open challenge that happens every week. Yeah. And so the Undertaker makes his way to the ring, and we see just a big bunch of fists flying.
That's what we like to see, a Hoss fight.
Hoss fight, absolutely.
Hoss fight on SmackDown, baby.
So, as much as these guys aren't all that dissimilar in their styles, the Undertaker is just a made man, whereas Bradshaw, let's be real, isn't.
Yeah.
And so...
Fair way to put it.
And especially at this point.
Yeah.
So, before I move on, I got to ask you a question, just out of curiosity. So, our mutual friend Ahmed, he's always believed in JBL. It's like really? Harvey Dent, right? He's like, I believe in John Bradshaw Layfield.
Okay.
He has always seen him as a main event guy. How about yourself? How do you feel about JBL or Bradshaw in general?
So, I get why Ahmed thinks how he thinks, because when he saw him, he was probably the WWE champion the entire time.
Or something thereabout. Absolutely, yeah.
For me, I always saw him as a high-level mid-card guy who can do main event work.
Okay.
But should not. I think he can be a good champion in the transitional sense.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't think he's like a top guy.
So check this out.
Yeah.
My first introduction to Bradshaw was as Justin Hawk Bradshaw.
Jesus Christ.
And to me, he was nobody. He was just a random cowboy loser.
Mm-hmm.
And so then when random cowboy loser is forced to dye his brown hair black, grow out a mustache, and become a blackjack, I was like, don't care.
Yeah.
Then shave the mustache and become an acolyte of The Undertaker. I was like, all right, you're more, I don't care. Then finally we get to the APA.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I find this enjoyable.
I'm going to say that's good quality TV.
And then the most miraculous thing happens, which is, I mean, I've missed a couple of transitions. There was that hardcore period and the European blah, 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 blah. You know, these were all mid-card stuff.
To be fair to you, those kind of blend together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is, when we have the loser leaves SmackDown match, and then Farouk loses, and I think it was Paul Lee. It was Paul Lee who said, "Oh, you didn't lose. You're still good to go, Bradshaw." And then we get the introduction of JBL. I just thought it was once again another evolution of a guy who I didn't care about.
Yeah.
And then when he went and beat Eddie Guerrero, I was like, "Oh, that's weird." So I never saw him as a top guy.
Yeah.
But I was just curious as to what your perspective was. So I'm glad that you have a similar opinion as I did.
I don't think he's been on the top of the card with the people we have.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, and so I made the argument to Ahmed. I said, if he was to win our top title, I don't think that he would make it past a month or two as champion. Definitely not 11 months or whatever it was,
no.
or maybe 13.
Darn near a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was something close to it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, off the topic of JBL, let's get into the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, which begins right now when Chavo Guerrero faces Billy Kidman.
Wow.
Yes. So Chavo wins this match because he is vicious, he's vile, he's no good dirty, after costing Rey Mysterio the television title,
of course,
to Chuck Palumbo. And so it's a way to help solidify that Chavo made the right decision.
Of course. So
after that match, we have Bull Buchanan losing to the Hurricane because, exactly. You know, Helms is stellar and Buchanan is on his way out the door in reality. And so after the match, we see the final package for Nunzio. It says that he is debuting next week.
Cool.
That's why we, sprinkled in over the last few weeks. Here, there.
Gimmicks here and there. Yeah.
So next up are another match in the Intercontinental title tournament. We have Jeff Hardy going over A-Train of XL Factor. So, Jeff overcoming the bigger man.
Got it. L Factor's a little stronger today.
What's that?
L Factor's a little stronger today.
Yes. I like that. So, the second to last match in the opening of the tournament. So it's an 8-man bracket.
Yeah.
So
figured.
Next up is Chuck Palumbo versus King William, who is accompanied by all of the Regal counter threat. And because of that, we have interference. Rourke, Nowinski, Night Test, Bishop Storm, they all, they want to do trips and distractions and whatnot. So in the end, with the power of the punch, King William is able to overcome the massive and powerful former TV champion, Chuck Palumbo.
God save our king.
Yes. The main event match, but not segment, is Rey Mysterio versus Tajiri once again in the Intercontinental title tournament. So these are the final guys.
Love it.
Rey Mysterio wins the match and advances on to continue throughout the tournament. And so, as was announced,
yes,
we've heard it from the top of the show, and we're seeing it now. Hulk Hogan is in the parking lot. Oh my God, what is the car? The car almost hit Hulk Hogan. Is Hulk going to be okay? The EMTs show up. Who's in the car? What's going on? Oh, it's Hollywood Rock. Hollywood Rock gets out of the car.
Yes!
So Hogan doesn't show up in the segment, and this is all filmed off-site.
Off-screen, yeah.
But what this is so one, I either don't have all of No Way Out, where they actually did Hogan Rock 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have it at all. I think it is all you. So I have December.
I feel like that's right.
We share January, and you have February, and then we share March.
That's what it is. Okay. Yeah.
Didn't
have it in front of me.
Yeah, me neither. But it just hit me because I've been pre-planning this. So Hogan, like I said, he avoids near disaster, and we see Rock, being all egomaniac. He can be on the phone, with his agent and all that. And so this is a way to do Hogan Rock 2, but this time at Starrcade because, Hogan Rock 1 main evented WrestleMania 18 in our world, didn't,
With the power of hindsight.
Yeah, it didn't overshadow the main event because it got the slot. And so, that is the conclusion of SmackDown and the story being driven, which is building toward new Intercontinental Champion, Eddie believing in himself, and, Hurricane doing big hero things.
Yeah, I was about to say, gotta love him. Gotta love that Hurricane.
So good.
Well, on 12/9 of 2002, we start the show off with Raven going one-on-one with Billy Gunn for the hardcore title.
I bet I'm going to see Goldust in this segment.
You are going to see Goldust
in this
segment.
Yes.
And the reason we're seeing Goldust in this segment is just because Raven, being smarter than everyone else in the building, decides to have Dreamer and Richards kick Billy Gunn's badass up and down the arena before he even gets to the ring.
Okay.
So Raven's just sitting in the corner with the championship.
Yeah, making life easy for himself. I like
Pretty
that.
much. He literally, he sees Billy Gunn coming down, he's walking down the ramp, and he literally just points and says, "Go get him."
I like that.
So we have...
He's a smart champion.
Thank you. Hey, Raven's a genius, man. So they come at him with kendo sticks, chairs. Use your imagination. You've seen Dreamer and Richards use weapons before.
Absolutely.
And in comes Goldust to make the save, and the two of them kind of look at each other, look back at their opponents, fight each other, fight the Richards and Dreamer off. Goldust kind of takes them both to the back, and Billy goes in for the match. Raven, of course, heated because it's like, God damn, these useless minions.
Yeah, what good are you?
Yeah. But they have a solid back and forth match. Billy goes for the Famouser onto a chair. So the chair's stood up. Yep. Billy goes for the Famouser. Raven moves. Billy hurts his leg.
Of course, yeah.
Yep.
He just hurt his own self. I like that.
And then Raven gets a SDF kendo stick type thing and submits Billy Gunn.
That's cool.
I just thought it was a cool spot.
Absolutely.
Gives Raven something other than Raven effects.
Yeah.
In a match.
I was listening to Raven talk about how he never plans on retiring because he's able to structure it. Well, so he's so popular on indie shows that he has to work babyface even though he wants to work heel.
Yeah, he's such a good heel too.
Because the crowd's popping for him.
Yeah,
so it's fine.
It's Raven.
Yeah,
yeah. I react the same way.
So he's talking in this interview about how that, not trying to give away the business, but He's like, I don't even have to take a bump. That's how hot it is. And he's like, I can't take bumps, so that's why I don't do the DDT. I tag it, so I hit the drop toe hold, which isn't an actual hurt.
About to say, like, really doesn't.
Yeah, and then he tags in his partner and lets them hit the DDT, give the local guy the rub.
What a legend!
I was like, that's so smart, so smart.
Oh my god, yeah, Raven's just the greatest, man. Like, since we brought up MW earlier, anyway.
Yeah.
So he's leading the calling right now, and literally just. The whole aesthetic, the whole vibe, like their whole like mantra of just trusting Raven, and I'm like, I'm with it.
Absolutely.
You got me hook, line, and sinker.
Same.
You said Raven, yeah, say less. That's all I need to hear. Okay, I'm back. I remember what I was doing. So Goldust meets up with Billy after the match. He says, "Sorry about the loss, man, but hey." Listen, I know. Listen, I had your back. Like, I wanted to make sure you were good. And he's like, Billy said, "Listen, I appreciate it. I'm still not teaming with you. Not happening. But I appreciate the effort nonetheless." Billy goes over to catering, looking for some chicken. However, they're out of chicken. Crying shame. He has to get the protein in order to maintain that body. In fact, can we flash up what Billy Gunn looks like right now?
Absolutely.
Absolutely ridiculous. This man's physique at what's 60 years of age.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Or maybe just shy of 60.
Just shy of 60, maybe 58.
Something like that.
Well, he's currently a champion,
yeah.
So I guess it doesn't matter. But Goldust then kind of just.
Can I tell you something that bothers me about AEW?
What?
So, you ever been to their website?
Yeah.
So, if you look at their website, it goes men's world champion.
Yep.
Women's world champion.
Yep.
What's next?
Yeah, I remember. Tag champion?
TBS champion.
Really?
Makes me so mad.
Oh, my God.
So, it needs to do this. Listen to me, Tony. Men's world champion. Women's world champion. Tag trio world champion. Boom, boom, boom. All world champions at top.
Mm-hmm.
Every title that's not world champion, below them.
Yeah.
Stop with the TBS crap. Put it below the women's title. The end.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I
bothers
feel
me
like
so
Tony
much.
does not book the
Whoever's
in charge.
putting that together, like, fix that. It bothers me. If the title says world on it, tip top tier.
Yeah.
Top
Apex.
tier. Yes.
Apex. I got you.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Every time I look at that thing, I'm like, fix it.
Yeah. Ways of the world sometimes. Ways of the world. But yeah, so Billy's sad because there's no chicken, so Goldust some kind of shyly just slides the plate in with the last piece of chicken.
I like it.
Billy again takes the chicken and says, I'm not teaming with you, but thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I appreciate that.
I feel like you're booking a sitcom and not a wrestling show.
Yeah, low key. I mean, that's kind of the glory of Goldust. You can do both.
Absolutely.
And it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Next up we have Jericho. Comes out with Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Going one-on-one with Ric Flair.
Ooh! Ooh!
Yeah, right?
Ooh!
Right?
That's great.
And Flair obviously coming out with Evolution.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, Randy with his hurt wing and Big Dave.
Batista just looking menacing.
He's got all the muscles.
Yeah, just making Batista and Kane are just staring at each other like throughout this whole match. Like they don't take their eyes off each other. They're like lovers on a sunset or something. I don't know. And obviously all the interference in the world. Evolution obviously has more people than Jericho and Kane do, as of right now.
Yes.
So of course, who comes out, Oz?
In the segment?
In this segment.
I'll
give you a hint. He used to be too cool, but now he has his family with him.
Oh, okay, obviously. Yeah, the Samoan SWAT team.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So
makes
they come, clear house. Triple H is not out there at this time, by the way.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Well, clear house, drag Evolution out. Obviously, Orton runs away because he has no...
Yeah, he can't take bumps. Yeah.
Can't take bumps.
Yeah.
But, so, obviously, they drag Batista out.
Also makes life simpler for the Samoans because now it's 3-on-4 instead of 3-on-5.
Exactly. Much more straightforward.
Yes.
But yes, the match ends with Jericho. Screw it, I'm just gonna give him the code breaker now.
That's fine.
Because I really can't think of like a quick flash minute finisher, and I don't want him putting the walls on.
Or the Judas effect.
Yeah, definitely not using the Judas effect.
Yeah.
So code breaker it is. So Jericho, in fact, we'll say he debuted it in this match.
That's fine.
He's like, I got more weapons to beat Evolution with. Come the first Raw of the new year. Come at us. I'm the greatest, baby. Fozzy, woo! All right, and then let's see. Oh, and then Rikishi obviously stays out there. Congratulations Jericho on his win. Commercial break, comes back. Literally just lays claim to the next World Championship match.
After Starrcade.
Yeah.
Yep.
After Starrcade, you got
cool.
it. Yep, that would be the segment. And then finally, we have Christian versus HBK. Why, you ask? Because I really like this match.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would take this all the time.
Yeah, I'm about to say
nothing wrong with it.
Literally just enjoyable, top quality wrestling. It makes Christian look great every time he wrestles Sean. This time I have Sean coming out on top. So Christian.
So is it a title match or a non-title?
No, not title. Okay. Christian heads up top, goes for the frog splash. Sean kind of kicks up and then hits him with sweet chin music for the 1, 2, 3.
Very cool.
Because I imagined that spot the other day, so I was like, yeah, obviously he has to do it.
Beautiful.
And that is the show.
Beautiful. Love it. Yeah, good quality stuff there. And putting Rikishi back into a serious spot is something I'm a fan of. Because if you remember right, in the Wednesday Night Wrestling remix, we booked, we did it together, but, I booked Rikishi to be a part of the Most Dangerous Alliance, Paul Lee's supergroup.
Dangerously.
Yeah, his supergroup of Stone Cold, The Undertaker, Rob Van Dam, Rikishi, and it was at one point it was Mike Awesome. Then he got hurt, and I swear I subbed him out for somebody else. Maybe I subbed him out for Rikishi, or subbed Rikishi in for Mike Awesome.
That might be right.
That sounds right.
You know what? You know how you can find out? Go back on the channel and watch.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that, while you're checking out what this channel is about, let me tell you why this channel exists. It's because I, Oz, from the channel Mr. Super Oz, I wrote a 68-page graphic novel called Everlasting Survivors. That is cover A by Jeff Hicks. This is cover B by Nick Crook. If you follow the link in the description, you can get yourself one of 5 cover options. So there are additionally C, D, and E covers. You can get shirts and Gamble Comics hat like I am currently wearing. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
There are also posters, and anybody who makes a purchase gets a Gamble Comics sticker.
Woo! What we got for SmackDown, huh?
So, Hulk Hogan opens the show, and he is fuming hot. He is angry. He is brothering it up. He says,
so sensitive.
yeah, he says that that Hollywood Rock, that egomaniac, he tried to run me over. He was on his phone. I don't know who he's talking to. Yeah, I know, right? So we didn't end up doing the
semi-truck spot
because I just felt out of place for what we were doing.
Fair.
And so that's why I've gone with the attempted vehicular manslaughter here in this gimmick.
Works
and
for me.
I flip flopped it around. Instead of NWO trying to kill Rock, Rock accidentally
almost kills.
Well, and it's not even intentional. He just goes at him because I'm not even paying attention.
I'm too cool to pay attention.
So while Hogan is in ring doing his walking and talking, Rock pops up on the screen. But he's not talking to the screen. He's on the phone, and the person who's directing, she's saying, Dwayne.
Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky. And he's like, see you at Starrcade. Then we fade to black, right?
That's great.
And so it's just a way to further illustrate which side of the.
That's my people's champ.
Absolutely. So the first match of the evening is a former Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy. Although I'm not sure he's actually won the title in our universe, because come to think of it, in the real world, he maybe.
I thought he won it in the 90s, like late 90s.
Well, what I was saying, so I think I can't remember now if Jeff's first Intercontinental title match, or not match, victory, was during the 2-man power trip, or if he had one before it. Because I know he won the title from
this is why we have technology.
Triple H for the 2-man power trip. But regardless, whether he is or is attempting to be Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy is taking on Chavo Guerrero in the opening contest of the Intercontinental title tournament, which is continuing.
Right, of course.
And so with that, Jeff is a dangerous daredevil who's attempting to do any
and everything to secure this opportunity.
Absolutely. But even though he's fresh into the business, Chavo is channeling one of my favorite wrestlers and one of his favorite things, the Nope from Samoa Joe. So Jeff goes to do all kinds of
whisper in the wind.
Exactly, and Chavo's just not there, and that's what I love about this match is Chavo's intelligence.
Yeah.
What'd you find out? Was Jeff's first IC title match or victory against Triple H?
It was April. It's loading.
It's all good. Yeah, so I thought that was the one.
April 12th of 2001.
Yeah, so turns out Jeff's attempting to win his first Intercontinental title because he didn't win in this universe.
Our bad.
It's all good. So, after Chavo defeats Jeff Hardy with 3 suplexes and a frog splash, I wonder where he got the idea to do that.
Who knows? Could be anybody.
So Chavo is shimmying up the ramp, and he's all kinds of stuck up and
cocky and arrogant.
Cocky and into himself. He's happy.
All the machismo.
All the machismo, exactly. And so, up next is a trio of baby faces, that being Kidman, Tajiri, and the Hurricane.
Hell of a squad.
But the thing is, the Hurricane doesn't make it to the ring. So he gets beat down by A-Train, Just Incredible, and the Big Show en route to the ring. And so Hurricane Helms is lying on the rampway, or the staging area, if you will.
I got you.
While A-Train, Big Show, and Just Incredible are beating Tajiri and Kidman 3-on-2.
Of course. So
the match concludes when the Big Show hits a double chokeslam on both Tajiri and Kidman at the same time.
Hate to see it.
And so then afterward, after the chokeslam is hit, Big Show tags in A-Train, who then does the Bray Wyatt-esque senton on both, and then rolls over and pins them both 1, 2, 3. XL Factor go over here in this what should have been a trios match, but turns out
being 2-on-1 handicap.
Correct. And on the subject of Bray Wyatt, I hate the news that broke of his untimely passing. Yeah. 36 is just way too young for anybody. Absolutely.
Too short of a life. What a legacy he leaves behind.
Absolutely. I'll ask you a question that I saw be asked to Steve from Wrestle Juice.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about his world continuing without him?
Nah.
So I agree. I think no is the correct answer. But the fan who asked thought, so Bo with Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
Bliss with her
whatever
characteristics.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you've got Braun, I mean. You could bring back Rowan, but I agree. I think that you run the risk of becoming distasteful when you enter.
Also, and here's the thing. First of all, and I love Bray to death. Not everything in this world works.
Oh, especially without him. Oh my goodness.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. And without him, it wouldn't work at all. At least with him, there was something like people were he had this aura and this charisma.
Absolutely,
that
100%.
people just gravitate to him. So even if what he was doing was bad, they still wanted him to succeed.
Well, dude,
be great.
I loved the man Wyndham Rotunda.
Yeah.
So even when he was Husky Harris, a bad name, not a good look.
Name. God awful name.
Yeah. So even when at his worst, I was still supportive of him.
You know, it was real crazy because literally a couple days ago, I saw him cutting a promo, and he's like mid NXT season 1 or 2.
Early,
yeah. And he's like talking about how he's losing right now. He's like, I don't understand why people are doubting me. Like they're looking at all these pretty boys and their fancy moves and flashy outfits, and meanwhile I'm sitting here, Army tank with a Ferrari engine. I'm like, these people are voting on guys based on their looks, and they should be voting on who they think's going to be the WWE champion, in the future.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm like, and then I look back and looked at who was in that season. He's the only one to win a WWE championship from that season.
There were so many missed opportunities in NXT. The make believe reality show version.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I love that guy's talent, and I
love his heart, love his soul, man.
I feel bad for the kids most.
Yeah, I feel bad for his wife and kids, his brothers, his father.
Oh, speaking of his brother though, no, not anytime soon, right?
Right.
Mind you, not anytime soon. But given what next year is, and what Bo Dallas used to be, if he's capable of doing this by January, I want him to do it in January. If he's capable of doing it in February, I'll take February. If March is March. But sometime next year, I want Bo Dallas to come out as a politician. So you take Believe from a motivational, inspirational thing to a more of a political campaign,
and it's like yes we can, or make America great again, or
whatever.
Joe
and you pass out the
pamphlets, the flyers,
and then the fans can hold the signs. I think that it could work, especially given that it's a presidential election season.
Exactly.
Next year, I mean.
Actually, worked phenomenally. MJF did it, and it worked very well. So.
Yeah, EC3 did too. He said.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He did the I believe in EC3.
I believe in EC3. Yeah. Phenomenal.
But
to sum up, we love you, Bray.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for all the memories. Prayers go out to his family and friends.
Yeah.
And thanks for the phenomenal life.
For sure. So, now is the time for the debut of Nunzio. Oh. So the Titantron plays the pasta and the opera and the flag waving and all of the stuff.
Dirty, yes.
So Nunzio, he's entering, and he's like he dukes up. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's serious. He's
well,
he's ready, but he doesn't know who his opponent is, right?
Yeah, of course. Doesn't matter.
And that's the thing. It's like he doesn't care who his opponent is. Like whoever, anybody, right?
Yeah,
so
bada bing, I'm walking here. Yeah.
And so he's up on the turnbuckle, and he's playing to the crowd.
Of course.
But when he gets down and he turns around, the Hurricane is in the ring.
That's awesome.
And so
Hurricane getting a little extra Batman as opposed to Green Lantern this week.
Correct. And so the Hurricane.
Yeah.
He says to Nunzio, that video. What's up with that?
Yeah.
and so anyway, bell rings, ding ding. The Hurricane, who had been beaten down, by a bunch of big guys, he is weak in a weakened state. So Nunzio,
he's hurting right now.
Yeah, Nunzio, he does good work.
Of course.
But the amazing thing is, the Hurricane gets the surprise victory in Nunzio's debut.
Phenomenal.
And so post-match, Nunzio, he's fuming. He was like, I wasn't ready. I didn't even know he was the guy.
I didn't know you know the bell rang. Bada bing.
And so Hugh Morris comes out laughing.
Oh, phenomenal.
And while Hugh Morris is laughing, and the referee is talking to Nunzio, that's when Bull Buchanan jumps the Hurricane from behind, and then Bull Buchanan drags Hurricane up and to the back, while Hugh Morris is still on his way. So they cross paths during the rampway, and Hugh Morris, who is just a madman at this point.
Yeah.
He stands in the ring. We go to commercial, and when we come back, Funaki is in the ring with Hugh Morris. The bell rings, and we have a not very fair contest where the big crazy man never relents on the SmackDown #1 announcer, Funaki.
Funaki Ichiban.
And so Hugh Morris goes over in the match. And we continue to progress in that Hugh Morris Hurricane storyline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So after Hugh Morris wins the match and everything is done and dusted there, we get a career retrospective package for Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Showing him. I doubt this is video, but it's probably photos with them talking over it about him and his brothers. Not growing up with a trampoline, but growing up with a wrestling ring in the backyard. That classic stuff.
Yeah. Like that.
And so after that, we see Maven in the ring, and his opponent on the way to the ring can't get away from his new nuisances, that being the Iron Addicts. So they, of the Iron Addicts, are bothering Jamie Noble. And they're like, hey, we didn't mean to mess you up 2 weeks ago, but we got you.
Us.
Yeah, exactly. We got you. You're just like us. We know that you can do this.
Yeah, Jackson, juicy, beefy, and bulky.
Yeah. Love it. And so Jamie goes in there and he has a really sporting contest with Maven. Mm-hmm. But what does Maven do every time he's in the ring?
Lose.
Yeah. And what does Jamie Noble do every time he's in the ring?
Win, baby.
Yes.
Law.
Yes. Yeah. Jamie Noble wins LOL. Yes, exactly. So that's how that plays out. When Jamie wins, he gets put up on the shoulders of Val and Johnny and Magic Mark. He's clapping. He's like, I'm so proud. Oh, he's like, you're my prodigy. Even though he has literally nothing to do with him. I love
zero.
It. That's what's the best part.
Actually, I think Jamie Noble has more experience than him at this point.
For sure. Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I would have to do the math.
Yes. But they're at least equal or he's greater than.
Yeah.
So the semi-main event is a continuation of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament.
Cool.
This is the Rey Mysterio versus King William match, which is interesting because King William was the champion before Eddie Guerrero.
Of course.
Obviously, Rey Mysterio is very close with Eddie, so this match holds a lot of weight when it comes to this division. And surprisingly enough, King William comes to the ring by himself.
Is he sick? Is he okay?
Well, he's okay, but what happened was that he can't find his boys. He doesn't know where they're at. Or Queen Terry, where's she going?
Oh my God.
And so it actually turns out that Eddie had secured them in their locker room so they can't interfere.
Love it.
And so with the match being one-on-one and straight up clean, Rey Mysterio overcomes King William, punching his ticket to the finals and to Starrcade, where Rey Mysterio will take on Chavo Guerrero. Shock and horror, who would have thought?
Man, who would have guessed? Almost like we booked this shit in advance.
So the main event here tonight is the television championship match, that being The Undertaker defending against Farouk of the NPAA.
Love it.
As the match goes on,
man, 2 house fights in 2 weeks. That's good stuff.
Man, Taker knows what he likes, and he gets it. He's a star of this show.
Hey.
But as the match goes on, The Undertaker and Farouk all have their seconds, or in the case of Farouk, second and thirds.
Yeah, second, third. A little bit of change on the side.
So, but the thing is, much like how The Undertaker was straight up and throwing his dukes with Bradshaw, and how he was noble and not Jamie Noble, but honorable. There we go, honorable.
There you go. Those are the words.
With D'Lo, this match.
Bust out the thesaurus on that one.
Yeah. So this match is clean as the snow.
Yeah, clean as the German snow.
But it's just interesting to have all these elements, but nobody being bad. It's just pure support for your fellow man. The Undertaker overcomes Farouk, retains his television title, and we close out SmackDown on a upbeat, positive note. Love it, love it, love it.
Love to see it.
Just like with the importance of Bash the Beach and the love that we share for Halloween Havoc, I could not let Starrcade go. As a matter of fact, I didn't even book Vengeance Night of Champions, or Vengeance, the unification match for the Wednesday Night Wrestling Remix. Because Starrcade is where Jericho beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to win both titles. The only thing is, Booker replaced Kurt Angle in that said 4-man situation. Tournament, yes. So, we open tonight's Starrcade with Cruiserweight action. So, Bishop Storm, Cruiserweight champion, he is defending his title against a man who overcame so many things just this past SmackDown. Want to guess who? The Hurricane. Yes, good job.
Thank you.
And so...
took me a second. I got there.
Yeah, so what happened is, on the pre-show, or on the build-up, the heat before it, whatever. So Steph says, Hurricane, you dealt with the XL Factor, you defeated Nunzio, and you had to deal with Hugh Morrison and Bull Buchanan.
Yeah. What a crazy night.
Yeah, you had a crazy night, but I'm going to reward you with a Cruiserweight Championship match against Bishop Storm.
Don't ever say I didn't do anything.
Exactly. Well, and the beautiful thing, and I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Stephanie in my booking
Yeah.
is always babyface unless Triple H is involved.
Yeah, I believe that.
So the only time she is questionable in her motives is when her husband's involved.
Fair enough. I like that better than extremely hill pitchy Stephanie.
Yes, absolutely.
Works for me.
So, the match is beautiful. It's what you would expect from Lance Storm and Shane Helms.
Yep.
Two stellar, great wrestlers. And then, of course, sadly, bad things happen, as they do.
Yeah.
So Hugh Morris, the Laughing Man, he and Bull Buchanan both pop up off opposite sides of the crowd railing, and they don't even take any time. They just slide in and double smash Hurricane. So ding ding, Hurricane wins the match, but doesn't win the title. And so Bishop Storm rolls out of the ring, grabs his title, and books it to the back.
It was like, see it.
Yeah, don't need none of that. And so with that, Hugh, do you remember what his finish was?
Hugh Morris?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was called No Laughing Matter, but what was the move? I don't know.
I'm about to say the actual execution of it.
Yeah. So my point is though, whatever his high impact, his go-to maneuver is, I don't remember. But the thing is, whatever he hits that takes down the Hurricane and leaves him down, will be what then leads to Bull Buchanan throwing Hurricane over his shoulder and hauling him to the back.
Gotcha.
And so, with that, we move on to the next match, the second match of the evening, that being XL Factor of A-Train, Big Show, and Justin Credible, taking on Funaki, Tajiri, and Jeff Hardy.
5-star squad right there. I can see it.
So, much like how these hooligans, these a-holes, if you will, the XL Factor, much how they dominated and humiliated the trio on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. They're going to do their best to keep Jeff out of this ring.
Of course.
And so,
that's the wise thing to do.
Yes.
I don't blame him.
So Justin Credible super kicks Jeff Hardy in the head off of the apron, while Big Show double choke slams Funaki and Tajiri, tagging in A-Train to do the senton and the pin. But this time he picks just Funaki and pushes Tajiri out of the way to clarify, hey, I'm pinning the legal man.
This guy right here.
Yes. So, so the reason I'm pushing the XL Factor, yes.
Apparently, No Laughing Matter is a moonsault.
Oh, it was a moonsault. You're right. Yeah, that feels right. Thank you.
Yep.
So Hugh Morris.
I love a moonsault too. Now I'm looking at it.
Yes. After they smash Hurricane, after Storm grabs his title and goes out, he hits the moonsault.
Yep.
Then Buchanan throws him over the shoulder off
and
to the races.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Good stuff.
Yes.
Sorry
so
to interrupt.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, I was the one who asked for it. So after that trios match, that 3-on-3 action.
Of course.
We then hear the operatic music. We see the pasta and the flag and all the Roman yada yadas.
Roman yada yadas.
And so Nunzio makes his way to the ring. He says, I wasn't ready on SmackDown, and so tonight I'm issuing an open challenge. He's like, I'm ready this time. I'm prepared. No matter who comes out,
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I got this. And so we don't hear Nunzio's challengers music. We hear his annoying followers' music. So Magic Mark, Jacked Johnny, and Vascular Val.
Got it.
They all come out onto the stage. They're flexing. They're showing off. And you see all the transformational videos up on the Tron. While they're ha-haing it up, Jamie Noble just walks like a serious man, comes to the ring, grabs the mic, and says, "I accept."
There you go.
And so they can play all they want, but Jamie, he's serious
all about
business.
that action.
Exactly. And so Nunzio no longer has a weakened opponent like he did with the Hurricane. He has a fresh, ready to go Jamie Noble, which is no good news for Nunzio.
No good news for most people, to be honest.
Exactly. And so with that, Jamie makes pretty quick work of Nunzio.
Fair.
He puts him in, he gets him down on the mat, slaps in an armbar, and before Jamie can even fully wrench back, Nunzio's tapping out.
I'm done.
He's done with that. He don't want no more.
None of that.
Yes.
None of that.
So,
How about Jamie Noah has like 15 finishers in the universe?
yes.
Phenomenal.
At some point, I might actually come up with one and stick with it. But I like showing the versatility of his game.
I'm about to say, I feel like having because like everyone has one finisher, maybe two.
Yeah.
Depending on the person, but like I feel like it reminds me a lot of Jonathan Gresham.
Mm-hmm.
He can beat you with anything.
Yes.
Like he has a couple of moves that are like go tos.
Yes.
But like especially with his like ROH title reign. Or not ROH, Pure Championship.
Pure Championship, yeah.
Like, he never won the match the same way.
You know who I'm actually trying to be like?
Who?
Brian Danielson. So Brian Danielson, when he first got to AEW, he intentionally didn't win any match the same that he had already won a match with.
I remember that, yeah.
And so that's where I was drawing inspiration from.
Beautiful. I mean, honestly, if you're going to draw from the best.
Exactly. Well, and so speaking of inspiring things, inspired by the conclusion of a couple of SmackDowns, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe the last three.
Yeah, that feels right.
We have a backstage segment where the NPAA of Farouk, Bradshaw, and D'Lo bump into The Undertaker and Chuck Palumbo.
Of course.
And so the MPAA, they're shaking hands, and D'Lo pats the title that's on Taker's shoulder, and he says, it looks good, and so Chuck says to the guys, he says, how about we all go out there tonight, and they all shake hands and they agree that they'll do a 3-on-2 match tonight. Deadly Riders versus MPAA.
Works for me.
So
big offense match.
Oh, and so that happened in the back to set it up. But
cool.
Up next, we have the best first generation, that being Booker T, Scott Steiner, and Kevin Nash, defending their Team Extreme Tornado Championships in a tornado match against Matt Hardy, Shannon Moore, and Crash Holly.
Those poor souls.
Because they are out to get their titles back, which this is their second rematch. Remember, they had the first one the night after.
And got solidly murdered.
Yes. And so, once again, it's a funeral for the Manitou followers.
Well, be that way sometimes.
Yeah, it was... but the thing is, I'm doing this because this is their second title defense, BFG. Whereas the Manitou followers only ever defended the one time, the time that they lost the titles.
Yeah.
And so, in less than 2 weeks, maybe 3 max, the BFG have defended the titles more than the Manitou followers did the whole time they held them.
Phenomenal.
So yeah, beautiful stuff. At this point, we get the finals of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, that being Chavo Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. And so the winner of this match will be the new holder of the Intercontinental Championship that Eddie Guerrero relinquished in his Elective Ascension. And so a lot's on the line here.
Yeah.
So was Chavo justified in costing Rey and being jealous of Rey to begin with, honestly?
Yeah.
Or is Rey's stick-to-itiveness when it comes to doing the right thing, the right call?
Right.
Well, it turns out Chavo was right all along.
I can't believe it.
And so Chavo Guerrero, he lies, he cheats, and he steals, but he wins and walks out with the Intercontinental Championship.
Wow. Good for Chavo.
Yeah. I like it because I know what I got planned for next year. And I so many fun things going to happen in the year of 2003.
Man.
I
can't believe we're almost done with 2002.
Well, last month of it.
Man,
last month of it, yeah.
Wrapped up. But man, that's a great way for Chavo to end the year, man.
Well, can I tell you, the thing that I always hate struck me when I was planning 2003. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. So Chavo Guerrero goes and gets friggin' hurt in the year of 2003.
Lovely.
So he gets hurt in April and doesn't come back till, I don't know, August or September, October, something like that. I know, something like that.
I'm not gonna lie. Ever since we discovered these injuries, like I feel like the Lolita injury was the catalyst.
Oh, it was, yeah.
And then we started realizing, oh wait, a lot of people are hurt.
Whew. They just love doing that to us.
Just the worst
Right,
time.
like Mark Henry, man. I was gonna do so much
Push
good
him to
work.
the moon,
You know?
dang it.
You can be our first ever 2-time TV champion.
Oh my god.
I still haven't quite recovered from that.
Yeah, I know that you had your heart set on that one.
But yeah, so now that Chavo is Intercontinental Champion, it's time to do the 2-on-3, the handicap tag team match. It is the MPAA taking on, and minus Mark Henry, taking on the
down one.
Yeah, down one, taking on the Deadly Riders of the Undertaker, World Television Champion, or AEW Television Champion, I mean, and Chuck Palumbo. In this match, Chuck Palumbo scores the victory over D'Lo Brown. I love you, D'Lo. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, D'Lo is on his way out the door. So he's that guy who can take the L.
Yeah.
So that only leaves 2 matches left on this card: Hogan Rock 2 and Eddie Guerrero versus Triple H for the Undisputed Championship.
Hell of a last 2 matches.
So we do Hogan Rock 2 in the semi-main because they got the main event of WrestleMania 18.
They don't need 2 main events.
And The Rock won at WrestleMania as a good guy.
Yes.
Even the crowd didn't think he was the good guy.
I mean,
semantics.
Semantics.
And so here in the semi-main event, Hulk Hogan wins as the good guy. Even though he's kind of not really a good guy. That's okay.
I can't believe it.
Storyline.
Bad guy?
Yes.
Crazy.
So, but it's time for the actual main event, the thing that was all built for, the thing that was teased in the last episode of AEW Pop-In, and that is Eddie Guerrero challenging for the Undisputed Championship in the main event of Starrcade of 2002. Yes, the crowd goes wild. I wish I'd have looked up to see where this pay-per-view took place, because if it was in California, we'd be getting we'd get Miss No Way Out vibes.
I was about to say, there'd be some chanting.
But, I mean, heck, there's a lot of places that Eddie gets love.
Yeah.
So, regardless, Eddie comes out first, obviously, being the challenger.
As is tradition.
But Triple H does not come out alone, because
I'm shocked.
Just like the last episode was named, and just like Josiah said, Triple H thinks 4 steps ahead. Love it. That was a great line.
Thank you.
And so Eddie falls short in his pursuit of the or the Undisputed Championship.
Undisputed Championship's a world championship.
What's that?
Undisputed Championship.
Yes, exactly. It is. It's the top title.
Yeah.
But he falls short in his pursuit, and he kind of falls short in his overall goal.
Yeah.
So Chavo looks to be the one who was in the right at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Because he has gold and Ray and Eddie have nothing. And so we kind of end Starrcade, we end Starrcade on a downer.
Yeah.
So, Evolution shows off the title. They play around in the ring. Eddie makes his way up the ramp, and he is confronted by Chavo holding the title.
Just gonna slide in Dave Bautista, hoist Triple H up on his shoulders.
Yes, genius. Yes, I like it.
And then I'll slide back out. Continue.
That's it. I'm good. I'm done. It's now time for the Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
that's okay.
100% sure what.
That's fine. That's fine. That's plenty of time.
But I feel like having Dave Bautista throw people on his shoulders.
Smart. Yeah.
Every couple seconds.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and it's
because while I don't know how it's gonna happen, I do know that part is still going to happen.
There's no reason not to do that. Yes. Yeah. The more you do it, the better.
Yeah. Indeed. That way it doesn't look weird when it happens.
Yes.
So Monday Night Raw, 12/16/2002. No, we still got a couple more Raws to go. Never mind.
What's up?
I thought we had. I thought these were the last 2 Raws, then I realized there was one on the 30th, so right on the cusp.
Yes.
So we start off the show with Ace Reporter, Shane Helms. I wanted to throw out a shout out to.
You realize there's only one Shane in this company, right?
Yeah.
There's one Shane in this company. His name is Shane McMahon. So that guy's name's Gregory.
Right, you're right, Gregory. My bad. Good old Gregory.
Oh my goodness, have you listened to the Chris Van Vliet interview with Helms?
I haven't.
Oh, it's so good.
You just have one recently?
Yeah, it was recently.
Okay.
He was talking about how he, I was gonna say booked, but he produces all of Logan Paul's matches.
That is phenomenal.
And man, Gregory Shane Helms, love that man. Love that man.
What a guy.
Continue.
But yeah, Gregory shouts out his good friend the Hurricane. Tells him he had a great effort. Feels like he should have won the cruiserweight title. But
Exactly.
c'est la vie, as they say. Introduces his guest, the Raw general manager, Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff. Bischoff comes on the show. He says, "I'm great, thank you. I'll go ahead and take it from here, Helms. Appreciate it." Grabs center mic, gets focused on the camera, and lets the world know that we have 2 big matches in 2 weeks for the last Raw of the year. First is the 1-1-1 rubber match, all tied up. Shawn Michaels versus Christian.
I forgot you had one that was a non-victory.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Yep. And so it'll be Christian versus Shawn Michaels for the United States Championship, the last Raw of the year, in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Because 1-1-1.
Yeah.
Gotta have 2 out of 3.
I like that.
Wrestling symmetry.
It's so funny because when you were saying that you were booking this match, that's not the match I was thinking in my head.
Oh, okay. Which one were you thinking?
A ladder match.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
Edge and Christian ladders. Shawn Michaels raising their own ladder.
Dang, in hindsight, yeah, that would have been better.
Oh, it's all good.
Hey, still doing 2 out of 3 falls.
Yeah. So, and I assume that we can book more matches in the future.
Yeah.
So,
that would be the assumption.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Actually, have we done a ladder match? Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we had one.
We most definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you had the ladies TLC.
Yeah, TLC. Yeah, I remembered it as soon as I said it.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny. And then Bishop also announced, speaking of the ladies, that Molly Holly finally gets her shot at the Women's Championship against Victoria in 2 weeks' time as well.
Cool.
So this last Raw of the year, sending them out with a bang.
Yeah, I like it.
Is the goal. Next up, we have Hardcore Vice come out to the ring, and Raven looks at his boys, and you can, the crowd feels it. Everyone's kind of uncomfortable because they know what's about to happen. But before Raven can even say anything, we get the return of Scotty Too Hotty.
Okay.
My boy Scott Too Hot coming out and challenges Raven for the Hardcore Championship. Raven tells Dreamer and Richards to attack Scotty. But Scotty, and I have this very Matrix-like, but I figured it'd be funny if he literally just dances around Dreamer and Richards and just kind of slowly dodges them until they tire themselves out. And then once he's past them, he hits a wheelbarrow DDT on Raven, because I saw him do that and it was really cool.
For sure.
So, before escaping. Obviously, Raven not happy with it. Probably the first time he's been touched in forever.
Right.
Decides that he demands a match with Scotty. Bischoff obviously comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna need to promote that because that sounds like money to me. So we'll do it next week. We'll promote the hell out of it all week. That'll be on next week's show. Cool. Don't you worry about it." Let's see. Next up, we have a little promo package. Cena's cutting a rap on Van Dam, calling him a joke, saying, I don't know, there's some weed jokes, I'm sure.
Sure, yeah, it makes sense.
And says he's just a stepping stone to his path to greatness, word life, basic thugonomics, untouchable, forcing you to feel me. You know the lines.
Yes.
Let's see.
Do you know when that song debuted?
Word life?
Yeah.
I want to say mid 2003.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you were just making a joke.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
No,
I wasn't sure, to be honest.
I was about to say I was just being funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
But to be fair, this gimmick is I think a year early. 2 years.
I would say it's definitely early. I don't know if it's a full on year, but it's definitely early.
It's ballpark close.
Yeah, but we do a lot of things. Evolution is earlier than it actually took place.
True.
But to me, what's the sense in
wasting
time with exactly, wasting time with stuff don't work. So
yeah, exactly. Let's see. Molly tells the Black Widow Alliance backstage segment or whatever that she talked to Bischoff and he thought it was a great idea to have a tag match against sorry, that the Black Widow Alliance has a tag match with Jazz and Nydia, and if they lose, next week, and if they lose, everyone's banned from ringside.
Cool.
For both sides. So that'll go down on next week's Raw. And then last but not least, we close out the show. The Samoan SWAT team calls out Evolution and challenges them to a match next week. Triple H was about to speak and Flair said, "You got it, you're on, woo, woo." And then
a hothead.
And then of course Triple H was looking like, "What are you doing? I'm so tired from that Eddie Guerrero match."
Right.
But that is our show.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. So.
Yep. I don't think I had a single match. All of that was just setting stuff up. But hey.
Yeah. Well, still, that's important stuff to be doing. Is getting prep work done. And let's be real. There are definitely instances where the matches are not the focal point. So we can definitely presume that on Josiah's Raw, matches occurred. They just weren't as monumental as the promo segment that he has laid out for the people.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are times when I forget that I'm booking a storyline, like the Iron Addicts trying to recruit Jamie, because I'm so focused on keeping fresh matches going. And
good stuff after a while, because so many people get hurt.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people are leaving.
Yes. So I'll tell you this: when we get to 2003, it's going to be a godsend because so many people influx in.
So many bodies. So
happy about it.
If I had to think.
I wrote it. I don't got the paper on me, but I wrote it down. I think I got 15 new people in the year 2003. I was like, thank God.
Next month's gonna be a good month for me. Like the Samoan SWAT team, getting them when I did was a godsend.
Yes, absolutely. So this show, this SmackDown, it opens with Big Show, Just Incredible, and A-Train beating down Booker T before the show even starts.
Oh wow! Okay.
So they are trying to keep that momentum going from these multiple instances of 3-on-3 victories.
Of course.
And so the beatdown, it actually happened earlier in the day. This is just
earlier.
It says earlier today in the corner. And so we play the open of the show. We open with Dead Man Walking.
Mm-hmm.
You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake. I don't even know if you're using that song, but I said it to be funny.
Hey, it's our world, so yeah, he's using that song.
Yeah, Jim Johnston made it. Put that guy in the Hall of Fame.
Legend.
So Taker is
amazing. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
it blows me away. It blows me away. It's bull crap. So Taker's in the ring, and he says, the 12 years that I've been in this business, I don't know if I've had a better run than the last few weeks. And so I'm going to throw down the challenge. Anybody who wants a shot at this TV title,
what a giver,
come out here and get it. Oh, yeah! I can slap a tornado! And so all of the Matitude followers, Shannon, Crash, and Matt, they accept the challenge.
Jesus Christ.
And so Undertaker, with improper verbiage, is now fighting a 3-on-1 handicap match defending his title. So if any one of the three of the Matt's group wins, that person will become champion.
Beautiful.
But obviously it's the Undertaker, so that ain't happening. That ain't happening. So
the concept was nice.
Yes, great concept. So Taker goozles Crash and Shannon. Matt runs at him. Boom, boot to Matt. Double choke slam to Crash and Shannon. Matt comes back at Taker, but he gets thrown up into a tombstone, folds over the arms. 1, 2, 3. Undertaker retains in the opening match of this this episode.
Gotta love that.
And so he's just comedy galore. Speaking of fun, entertaining comedy, we have the Hurricane up next. He's taking on Night Test.
Nice.
So Hugh Morris and Bo Buchanan, they show up on the Tron. But the Hurricane isn't a dumb babyface. And so he ignores them because they can't interfere when they're from a distance.
I think this is the first time in wrestling history that's happened.
It's definitely a rare occasion. And so the Hurricane, I wish he could have his old vertebrae, but it's test, so he'll hit the eye of the Hurricane or whatever.
Gotcha.
He gets the 1-2-3 while Hugh Morris and Bull Buchanan they harass him, but he pays them no mind.
Still secures the W like a true hero.
Exactly. So as the Hurricane is headed to the back, we follow him like shoulder cam, and as he's going through the curtain, we hear Hulk Hogan's theme hit, and he passes Hurricane in the tunnel. Hogan comes out, and we fade to commercial. So as we
like that, it's a classic Triple H Raw synergy. I like that.
I'm a big fan of segments bleeding into segments. Yeah. I think that it helps with the flow of the show.
Makes it feel natural.
Natural, exactly. And so Hogan, he when we come back from break, he's in the ring and he's brothering it up.
Yeah.
So brother, I beat the Rock brother, and so Hogan, he lays out the challenge to Triple H. He says, "You have the undisputed championship, but I am the undisputed king of Alpha Entertainment Worldwide. I have carried multiple companies on my back. Those companies came together to be this company, and once again, I will be the face of wrestling." And so, with that,
I must bid you adieu.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So that's the point. Is Hogan wants the undisputed title, but Evolution don't answer him because why would they?
Yeah, I'm about to say I don't care about that old man.
So up next we have Nunzio once again. He's trying to prove a point here. He's like,
I can get a win, damn it.
Italiano, yeah, come on now, me and the boys.
Mamma mia, Mario.
Mario, yes. And so he says, I don't know what to do. He's like, I wasn't ready the first time, and then that those dang
dirty
those jumping jacks and those push up, those pin up boys, they got to me. But whoever comes out here, I got it this time.
It's my time, damn it.
Yes. And Viva la Raza. Eddie Guerrero is mad. So Eddie just lays into Nunzio. Tears him apart.
Jesus.
But while Eddie is tearing into Nunzio, Chavo Guerrero comes out and just shows off that Intercontinental Championship. He's just rubbing it in Eddie's face. He says, oh, I'm in the wrong. You think you lead this family? I lead this family. I am the champion of the Guerreros. But Eddie wins with the Three Amigos. He hits the frog splash, but when the ref goes 1, when the ref goes 2, and as he's going, the ref's going for 3, Eddie pulls up Nunzio and throws on the lasso from El Paso and makes Nunzio tap out because Eddie is mad at Chavo and he's looking at Chavo when he's holding the maneuver on Nunzio, and so it almost gives the feel like maybe Eddie is going to be bad along with Chavo. He doesn't do anything nefarious, but it just gives that hint.
He's just ultra aggressive.
Ultra aggressive, yes. And so as Chavo sees the anger in Eddie's eyes, he starts backing up, like walking backwards toward the back. And so Eddie rolls out of the ring and walks almost Terminator-like toward Chavo, which by that I mean with purpose.
Yeah, no, I followed you when you meant there. I've seen the movies.
Yes, exactly. And so from there, when Eddie is out of shot, that's when a motorcycle rides into shot, and Chuck Palumbo comes down the ramp, around the ring, and gets into the ring for his upcoming contest against D'Lo Brown, who is accompanied to ring by Farouk and Bradshaw.
Yes, sir.
So this hard hitting, this big time, big boy match.
It's a big body man doing big body things.
Oh my goodness! So as it's happening, I feel bad for D'Lo Brown. So I like D'Lo Brown a lot.
Yeah.
but his time is coming up in the company, so he does not have a whole lot of offense in this match.
Of course.
And so with that level of assault that he's under, Farouk and Bradshaw are looking at each other, much like me and you are looking at each other, and they decide to turn around and leave. Wow. So the MPAA walk out on D'Lo Brown.
Oh, poor D'Lo.
And D'Lo loses to Chuck Palumbo. And it's just, with the injury to Mark Henry, and now with the back-to-back-to-back losses for D'Lo, it looks like we might be seeing the end of the MPAA. Just wait till next week. It gets crazy.
Okay.
It gets extra crazy after next week. But, next week it begins the trip of crazy.
I was about to say, we got to end the year on.
I'm telling you, dude, the day after Christmas, there's a heck of a present for any fan who wants to watch.
Okay.
Woo! Okay. Sorry. We still got 2 more matches.
There you go.
But just a teaser, next week we do some real crazy stuff. So, next up, Scott Steiner and Kevin Nash take on A-Train and Just Incredible, accompanied by The Big Show. As you may have noticed, Booker T's not out here because he got assaulted before the show started.
Of course.
But this is all because XL Factor are being set up to be the next challengers for BFG.
Okay.
That's the reason they got those back-to-back trios victories. That's the reason they're being so aggressive. Okay. That's the reason they're literally laying out Booker T to be like, hey, you may have founded the BFG twice over, but XL Factor, we're coming for those straps. And so here, for the first time since his debut, Scott Steiner loses to the Baldo Bomb via A-Train.
Oh yeah, that was his finisher.
And so we get to the main event here tonight.
Yeah.
Bishop Storm and all of the Regal counter threat, they make their way out to force Storm to defend his Cruiserweight Championship against Mr. Winner himself, Jamie Noble, accompanied by the Iron Addicts.
Oh boy.
But the thing is that Jamie doesn't win low. Sad face. So again, we can't be doing the John Cena wins, the Roman wins thing. So Lance Storm, he defeats Jamie Noble. And just like we said in the last video, it's a match that never happened. Mm-hmm. But the reason that I'm excited for it, the reason I like it, is because I feel like these are two guys that could really match well together. Yeah. Now, granted, they were both naturally bad guys in the original timeline.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Young Dragons with WCW and Team Canada, or Trailer Park, Jamie, and
Lydia.
And well, I was going to say, and Boring Lance, as Stone Cold said.
Right.
But in almost every instance, they were both on the same side of the ledger.
Yeah.
But with the way that I treat Jamie, we don't have that to worry about.
Yeah. Great.
So this is 2 losses that Jamie has taken, both to Lance Storm, and both are because of shenanigans via other people, basically.
Pretty much.
And so, I'm just...
How's he going to bounce back?
Very excited. Well, I can tell you what I plan to do, which is him beating the crap out of them gym junkies. Actually, I could have called them that, but, Iron Addicts, whatever.
Well.
Yes, Monday Night Raw.
The 2 nights before Christmas, as we would call it.
2 nights before Christmas.
Yeah, I was going to say the night before, but it's the 23rd, so it's a little off.
Yeah, the 2 night before Nightmare, I don't know, it's stuff and junk.
December to remember. All right. Well.
Just don't say dismember.
No. I try to avoid saying that at all costs.
Yes.
So we start the show off. It's the Samoan SWAT team versus Evolution team of Ric Flair and
Big Dave.
Big Dave.
Yeah.
With Triple H is also in this match.
So it's a trios.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, big trios match.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you got Big Keish, you got Umaga, you got Tao.
That's crazy.
Whole team's in there.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of that, Hurricane and Chris Van Vliet interview I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So Hurricane got 2 pieces of art from a fan. One was Rosie, so Toa Reigns, and Roman Reigns drawn together.
Aw.
For Roman. They gave it to him to give to Roman. And then the other one was all of Rosie's family dressed in the Rosie superhero gimmick for the family. I was like, oh, that's really thoughtful.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was a fan. And if anybody who hasn't checked it out, they should go watch that interview, especially you, because, like, yeah, it's good stuff. I love Helms.
I was saying, Chris Van Vliet's a phenomenal interviewer.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Great interviewer.
Yeah. You know what he closes out every interview with?
What?
Tell me what you're grateful for.
Oh.
And, like, I'm so grateful for this show. I mean, it's just a lot of good stuff.
And I'm grateful he let me do this. This is a great outlet to be creative and, like...
It's so funny. So Ahmed asks me occasionally, he'll be like, oh, how'd you come up with that? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, this is just how I naturally...
Yeah, I was about to say, this is just my brain.
This is how I live. Like,
I was about to say...
Channel, no channel, I will always be doing this.
Yeah, I was about to say, because, like, if I wasn't booking this show, like, I would still be thinking of this stuff, but I'd be applying it to, like, modern day wrestlers. So
absolutely,
like, most of this shit would have been probably like Bloodline versus some faction I made up.
Well, check this out. So I've made the joke, except it might not even be a joke. I said if Tony or somebody in Tony's circle would like for me to work for Ring of Honor, I would love to give that show purpose. No knock. I like the wrestling.
Let me book let me book AEW's women's division. Ring of Honor is actually good.
Yeah. So I love the wrestling of Ring of Honor, but everything feels so inconsequential. Inconsequential, yeah. So, whereas with as you can tell from the way we do things, I like to try and have great flow and purpose. And now, granted, the one thing I wouldn't have when working with the real timeline talent is knowing when people will get hurt.
Yeah.
But as long as you treat enough people well, because like.
You can slot them
in. Do you know the funny thing about the Jamie Noble Winslow push?
What?
It all happened by accident. So I did not start having him win because I was going to push him to the moon.
Yeah.
I had him win because he's a great wrestler.
Yeah.
But I started having him do great things because Mark Henry got hurt.
Yeah.
And so if you do the same thing with a Ring of Honor or an AEW or WWE, whatever, any wrestling, as long as people are treated respectfully and properly, when bad things happen, you can adjust.
Exactly.
That's all I was getting at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for this trios match.
Yes. So, obviously Orton's on the outside because he can't wrestle.
Of course, yeah.
He will be good to go in 2 weeks' time.
Beautiful.
But, yada, 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 et cetera, chaos. But the match does end with Rikishi picking up the 1-2-3 over Triple H.
Whew.
With his Rikishi driver, Samoan driver, yada yada.
Yeah, that's big stuff right there.
Yeah, and this goes down after Jericho and Kane come in and drag Orton off.
Because we're building toward them getting a tag title shot. Yeah.
So of course Flair sends Batista to go save him. Flair of course gets crushed by Umaga and Tao.
Yeah.
And then they tag in Big Keith to bring it on home. But yes, Rikishi now has. I think he's the first one to score a pinfall victory over Triple H since he became undisputed champion. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on. So he lost the title to Rock.
Correct.
But that was a pin, wasn't it?
No, I said since he won the title.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. I gotta explain that better.
So here's the thing. It seems like the Anawahi family has got some dirt on that there.
A little bit of sway on that. Mr. Helmsley, Mr. Levesque.
Yes.
But
that's cool. I like that.
Thank you. So this justifies Kishi obviously wanting that title match. And now, when you pin a champion in any wrestling, it's just basic knowledge that you beat the champion, you probably should get the title.
Absolutely.
Big win for Rikishi. First match since losing his buddy Scotty. So this is a good emotional lift for him.
Yes.
Getting this win with his familia. With his Usos, if you will. And,
I like that.
Thank you. And, I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling, so we got to keep it going. We have Jazz and Nydia coming out with Molly Holly to face the Black Widow Alliance, who obviously has the women's champion, Victoria.
In their corner,
Obviously.
Yeah, the founding mother.
The founding mother of the group. A lot of back and forth, good quality wrestling. But surprise victory with Nydia nailing the Northern Lights suplex on Ivory once again to get the 1, 2, 3.
So I kind of feel like your Black Widow alliance is Raw's version of the Regal counter threat, where it's like, is this really helping the people that are around the founder? Because like there are a lot of lingering questions about who's being helped.
Like who's doing what favors for whom.
Exactly.
Well, it'd be that way sometimes. It'd be that way.
For sure.
But this is a huge blow as the Black Widow Alliance are now banned from ringside, as are everyone else.
It seemed like they had to lose this match.
Yeah, it was very necessary. Yeah. Very necessary. But so it'll be Molly versus Victoria 1-on-1 for the Women's Championship. Next segment, the two great matches. Crowd's still kind of buzzing a little bit. We go backstage and we have Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn, getting his shower on. He's finished his workout for the day. And Goldust is in the shower with him.
Oh my goodness.
Billy, of course, is like, God, why are you here? I was like, I figured you needed someone to get your back for you.
Get your back. Oh my goodness.
Billy refuses all offers on the table. Tells him to get out of the shower. Goldust, little sad, walks up. And obviously he's painted up, so the water's getting on his head.
Of course, yeah.
So his face paint is like kind of dripping and like kind of looks like a little tear coming down. I love Dustin Rhodes. You can do so much with him. It's so easy.
All the personality in the world.
Oh my God, what a legend. Raven comes out with Hardcore Advice to go 1-on-1 with Scotty 2 Hotty for the Hardcore title. Scotty puts on the match of his career. So recently Scotty's come back, as I'm sure you've known, and he has been on a phenomenal run of form, considering I don't think he's wrestled since 2005 before coming back. Maybe later, 6, something like that.
I was going to say, I know that he had one match in NXT with Grandmaster against against the Ascension.
Yes.
But still, I mean, that's not a run. That's just a match. That's a one-off.
I'm about to say, that's how you work out really well for like a few months and like, okay, I think I'm good enough to not look like embarrassed myself.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, the thing I like about that, and the thing that always sticks out to me, is that when American Alpha was on the rise, Chad looks at Jason and says, Jason, we got to beat the best tag team in NXT history. And Chad, or no, it was the other way around. Jason says to Chad, Chad says, we can't wrestle ourselves. And so, but Jason was talking about the Ascension.
Yeah.
The
I'm not gonna lie, Chad was a legend.
Big time dominant team. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Man, you remember when the Ascension were dominant?
Oh, absolutely.
That was way back in the day. Man, they dropped the ball.
It's so funny. I never plan on booking the Ascension because I have.
You never have them existing?
Well, they're gonna wrestle, just not as a tag team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the actual
Well, so Rick Victor, who wrestled as APOC in Canada, will be allowed to do in AEW what he was never allowed to do in WWE,
which was
acknowledge where he came from, which was the Hart Family Training Academy.
I did not know that. For real?
For real. And so the reason he wasn't allowed to do it is because they kept telling the lie that Natalia and Tyson Kidd were the last graduates of the Hart Dungeon, except Rick Victor was was a part of that resurgence of the Stampede Wrestling. Thus, I don't plan on ever hiding it and just leaning right into it.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. Freaking Rick Victor is way better than he was ever given credit for.
Oh, I knew that because I've seen him wrestle.
Yes. But, and the thing about Conor O'Brien is freaking humongous. Humongous. Yeah, big con, man.
I'm about to say. Listen, that's the Enzo and Cass formula, except imagine Enzo can wrestle.
Yes. Well, that's funny.
Thank you.
But I love the big guy, little guy dynamic. That's what made
it works really well. That's what made Too Cool work.
Too Cool, the Hart Foundation, like there's so many examples.
Dudes with attitudes.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Andre and literally anyone he teamed with.
Yes, which is amazing because a lot of times his partners were big in and of themselves, but just compared to him, they were
by comparison. I'm like, man, who is this Antler man?
Yes.
Then of course you stand next to King Kong Bundy and go, oh.
Yeah, or Haku.
Yeah, Haku. Jesus,
like the guy's actually a killer,
like a legit killer. Love that. Little rumors of him tearing people's noses off their face.
Good times.
But yeah, fun little hardcore match. Scotty battles valiantly, but in classic hardcore Vice fashion, A lot of interference, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of support. There is a near fall where Scotty nails a wheelbarrow DDT onto the chair, almost gets the pin, but Dreamer pulls the referee out of the ring and knocks him out. Obviously, because referees are made of paper.
Yes.
But of course, Richards super
That's
kick.
real glass.
Yeah, that's real
glass.
glass. Cry about it.
Cry about it. Oh my goodness.
Did
you hear that he threatened to walk away?
Yeah.
Punk.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Can't
really?
stand that guy.
Really? Hey, listen, I love Punk in the ring. Anything he does in the ring, phenomenal. Everything else, take it or leave it.
I know, right? Oh my goodness.
They gotta leave it. But listen, he's probably got max 5 years left if that. So
I don't think he's got that.
I don't think he's got that either. But
yeah, you're right, Max. Yeah, I got you.
At maximum 5 years. So if it elevates AEW to a point where they can benefit off that and get a bunch of stars out of it, because despite all the crap, he is making a lot of stars right now.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Yes.
That's the vibe.
Absolutely.
Hopefully that Ricky Starks thing continues after this Punk feud's over.
Yes.
But yes, nonetheless, super kick from Stevie, and Raven crawls into the pin from there, retains the hardcore championship.
Perfect.
After the match. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Sorry, I lost my vision for a second. Yeah. After the match, out comes someone we haven't seen in a long time. Stacy Keibler.
Woo! Ha ha ha! I swear,
through.
I was thinking to myself, I just didn't want to bring it up in case.
Yeah.
I was like, man, where's Kurt and Stacy?
Yeah.
We need them in life.
We need them in life. We need them, man. We haven't seen them in so long. So after the match, Stacy comes out and states that our hardcore hero will be back next week to handle business with Raven. And then finally. Okay, so I lied last week when I said this was in 2 weeks. This is tonight.
That's fine.
So, Shawn Michaels
just can't wait
versus Christian. 2 out of 3 falls for the United States Championship.
Beautiful.
Listen, I've pretty much described this match 6 times
at
this point. This is going to be the last time they wrestle, though. A lot of back and forth, a lot of callbacks to their previous match. Very, love you, man. Very, very New Japan-esque in how, the sequences from before. So there's a sequence Christian slaps on the figure 4, calling back to Sean's injured knee. Sean is able to fight, roll, and escape, and reverse the pressure.
Yes.
And Christian has to, go for the ropes, which to this day I still don't understand why that's the counter to the figure 4. But whatever.
Well, I can put you in it and we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, hey. One of these days. Well, me and you will have a match, middle of the ring. See how it goes.
We gotta find a ring first.
Yeah, that would be a good point. I'm sure. I think you can actually order one online.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I ain't got nowhere to put it.
I'm about to say I have no space to put it anywhere, but you can order one online.
Yes.
And there's a spot. Christian was about to go for the frog splash. Sean kicks up too early, looking for the super kick. But Christian's like, I already fell for that one. Not gonna happen again. But the back and forth goes along. A lot of counter wrestling. They do the little roll up. The roll up party.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's like 1, 2, 1, 2,
yep.
1, 2, and it rolls up until eventually we end with both men's shoulders on the mat, and it's a double pin, so it's immediately 1-1.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's automatically sudden death.
I like it.
No one has an edge. There's no advantage. So it's just down to, all right, who's the best wrestler here and now?
Yep.
And the best wrestler at this moment is Christian.
That's beautiful.
Christian.
So it's no knock on Sean, but Sean's a made man.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
So that's why I like that you went that route.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try. And Christian at this point.
It's funny. So I've made this argument, and I actually made it about JBL really.
Yeah.
When I was first making the talk or having this talk, but I was like, so there are times and people where you never have to win again.
Yeah.
Like if Bryan Danielson never won another match in his life, he's still a made man.
He still would be Bryan Danielson.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but whereas with some other people, if they never won again, they'd forever be a loser. Who's a good example of that? Let's say Jack Perry, right? No knock on him, but like if he never won again, he'd just be a loser.
Yeah.
And so it's just there's a certain threshold that once you pass it, you can't be no longer a star, and that's where Sean is in life. I feel like
honestly, there's tons of examples of, like, honestly, I feel like that's how I feel about Moxley right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Moxley never won a match again, I'd be sad, obviously.
Well, sure,
but
he's believable.
But as soon as Wild Thing hits, people
star.
are still gonna go crazy. It doesn't matter,
if
he wins or not.
Beautiful.
But, yeah, absolutely. That's a good point.
It is the final SmackDown of 2002.
Wow.
It is the day after Christmas.
Wow. Did you enjoy your Christmas thoughts? Have we happy holidays?
I don't remember 2002, to be honest with you.
Neither do I.
But, were you alive in 2002?
Yeah. I'm not that young. Jeez.
I forget.
I'm a 90s child.
Oh, really?
Just barely.
Just barely, okay.
I was about to say, I was born in 98. So
okay, you're good. Not bad at all.
4 to 5. No, 4. When 2002 hit.
So, we open tonight's day after Christmas with a giving Intercontinental Champion.
Oh.
Chavo Guerrero. Ooh, Chavo. So Chavo comes out and he tells everybody, he says, there's only one Guerrero in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide with a championship, and you're looking at him.
Mm.
But just like my Uncle Eddie, I am a defending Intercontinental Champion.
What a great guy.
And so I would like for my opponent to come out to this ring right now. I will shake his hand, and we will have ourselves a sporting contest. And we hear that operatic music.
Oh my God.
We see the spaghetti. We watch the waving flag, and Nunzio, he's all happy. He's bringing himself.
Like, it's my time.
It's my time now.
Time.
Exactly.
Love you some Nunzio, man.
So Nunzio is delusional. He believes, oh my goodness, not only did I earn this title shot, but I'm gonna win this belt. He said yesterday might have been Christmas, but I'm getting my present today.
Hey.
So Nunzio, he runs at Chavo, and he goes hard with the lockup, but Chavo puts him in the headlock, and he gives him a noogie.
Aww.
So Chavo's smiling. He's having a good time. He's playing around. But the laughs and the jokes and the haha they cease when Uncle Eddie comes out from the back, and he looks very stern toward Chavo, and Chavo stops with the smiles and the stuff and gets to laying in hard. He hits Nunzio so hard that he falls.
Damn.
But he now smirks and he picks him up. 1 suplex, 2 suplex, 3 suplex. And so then Chavo does the Eddie shimmy. He goes to the top. He hits the frog splash. Chavo Guerrero, he retains the Intercontinental Champion. Championship, and he says, "Feliz Navidad." So
what a Boxing Day for the Guerrero family.
So as Eddie is disgusted, he leaves the staging area, and Chavo is playing to the crowd. He pretends like he's going to give him 5, but he pulls it away.
Like, losers.
And so while Chavo is going out of the shot, he gets shoulder checked by D'Lo Brown. Not because D'Lo has beef with Chavo, because he's angry at his brethren, Farouk and Bradshaw, who had abandoned him,
left him behind.
And so he goes to the ring. And he says, I know this is supposed to be a time of celebration, but I'm in a terrible state of mind. I'm tore up. I'm hurt. Yeah. He says, Farouk, Bradshaw, can you guys please come out here? We need to talk. We got to get this figured out. He said, we already lost Mark because he was pushing himself so hard. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm just pushing myself too hard. Maybe I'm pushing you guys away. I don't know. We've got to figure this out. And Farouk and Bradshaw, they don't come to the ring. They stand up on the ramp, and they're talking to each other. We can't really make out what they're saying, but you see Bradshaw, he hits Farouk, and he's like, he's just gesturing toward D'Lo, and he said, Farouk, tells JBL, he can't hear him, calm down, but he says it's okay. And so Farouk does this. He waves in another person off scene or out of scene, and guess who we're looking at? We're looking at the Mac Militant.
Hey!
So Theodore R. Long makes his debut in Alpha Entertainment Worldwide.
My boy Teddy.
So Teddy Long gets in the ring. He takes the mic from Dio and he says,
"Oh, it must be Christmas for me."
He says, "You're out, playa," and he just drops the mic. And then so Teddy walks back up. He pats both Farouk and Bradshaw on the sides, and they all walk out together.
Oh my God!
So
Teddy Long. Yes.
So that is the conclusion of that. D'Lo is distraught, but he's out of the group.
Yeah.
He's even the guy who said, when you look at us, it's no problem at all.
He's the guy that made the gimmick.
Oh my goodness. So so that's how that goes, and continuing the Ray, Eddie, Chavo storyline of who really was in the right, whose philosophy is correct. We have Rey Mysterio, who's that jumping out the sky, pop out of the floor, and he high fives the crowd just like Chavo wouldn't do.
Yeah, because he's a hero. The kids love him. He sees a little kid in the mask in the crowd, puts his forehead to him.
Exactly. So he gets in the ring, but he is immediately assaulted by Hugh Morris and Bull Buchanan. The referee is pushing Hugh back. He says no, this isn't your time, this isn't your place, this isn't your match. So Hugh Morris gets out of the ring. The referee rings the bell, ding ding. Bull Buchanan is having an all-out assault on Rey Mysterio. I'm booking a rather sad day after Christmas. My bad. Rey Mysterio loses unexpectedly to Bull Buchanan. This is Bull Buchanan's biggest victory in the history of
his career.
Career, yes. But again, it's not because of Bull. It's because Ray is in his own head. It's because Ray and Eddie are questioning the choices that they made. It's like, is Chavo right?
Yeah.
Like, is being bad good? Yeah. Oh my goodness! And so
do two negatives make a positive?
And it's so crazy. So, so Ray, he couldn't overcome the size. He couldn't get out of his own head, and obviously, the numbers even caught up. So Hugh Morris being out there, he of course it doesn't hesitate to help Bull Buchanan. But post match, Hugh gets back into the ring, and he and Bull, they keep beating down on Ray, but at this point, that's when the Hurricane comes and he runs off Bull Buchanan. We
need a hero.
We need a hero, and the Hurricane steps up. He fights off Bull Buchanan. Hugh Morris stays at ringside because he actually is in the next match. And so, without Bull Buchanan by his side, Hugh Morris is still in the ring. He's laughing. He's crazy. He's maniacal.
Yes.
And he is confronted by the Iron Addicts and Jamie Noble.
There it is, my boy.
So Jamie is sick and tired of the Iron Addicts. They're nothing but a pain in his behind.
Yeah.
So as they're following him down to ringside, Jamie slides into the ring, looks at the ref and says, "Get rid of them." So the ref does the classic, "You're out of here."
Crowd loses.
Oh, they love it. It's the best gift they've gotten all night. And so Jamie is able to fight hard against the bigger Hugh Morris. And when Hugh goes for his No Laughing Matter moonsault,
right,
Jamie moves out of the way,
uh-huh,
slaps on the crossface,
yeah,
and Hugh Morris laughs while getting choked out, and then he passes out.
Oh, wow.
Jamie Noble wins.
Woo!
And gets back on the hot streak, hopefully. Fingers crossed. So,
I like that, passing out. Not he's in so much pain, but just laughs it off.
Yeah, exactly. He laughs it off, yeah.
Love it.
And he doesn't seem like the give up type. Like the
True.
way that I treat Hugh Morris is like a psycho clown Joker type.
Yeah. So give me more pain type
Yes,
energy.
absolutely.
Love it.
So up Up next, we have a Christmas celebration from the Levesque household, the Triple H household. So Triple H gives his wife Stephanie a gift. She gives him a gift.
That's that love.
So
Do they have kids yet?
as I don't know, as Dave and Randy and Rick, they all open their gifts. This is filmed yesterday, by the way.
Got it.
So Rick, he takes the camera and he's like, let's go to the side here. So Rick looks dead in the camera and he says, Hulk Hogan, I have the most important, the most pristine, the perfect gift for you this Christmas.
Nature.
Ric Flair gives you the gift of not wrestling Triple H. I am saving your career. I am maintaining your ability to make a paycheck. Woo! So, Merry Christmas, Hulk Hogan.
Woo!
And so, with that, we go to Booker T, accompanied to the ring by Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner,
Love it.
taking on Big Show, accompanied by A-Train and Just Incredible. And so, if you remember right, Booker was attacked before the show could start last week.
Right.
So he comes into this thing weakened, and he falls to the Big Show. Because again, we're building toward XL Factor getting their shot at the best first generation. So in the semi-main event, Hurricane, who we'd already seen earlier in the night, run off Bull Buchanan.
Absolutely.
He is taking on Maven.
Wonder what happens.
Maven gets the first win of his Alpha Entertainment worldwide career. When Bull Buchanan
I didn't see that one coming.
comes out of nowhere to cost Hurricane the match. So what we're doing is Hughes Heavy is he's not long for this world, and so I've got to keep him heated up, keep him going strong.
Got it.
At the end of 2002, because he's gone shortly into 2003.
Got it.
And so Maven gets his first victory.
Good for Maven, bro.
Yeah. So The Undertaker is out in the main event segment. And he says, I'm doing it different tonight. He says, if you can last 5 minutes with the dead man. I don't really have a justification with this match. I don't know why. Maybe, here's what we'll do. We'll rewind it back. So between the Evolution Christmas video and the Booker T match, between that, in the back, The Undertaker bumps into Theodore Long, and Teddy says, if I can last 5 minutes with you tonight in the main event, then my boys, Farouk and Bradshaw, they both get a shot at you next week. And Taker just laughs it off and says, 5 minutes with you, it'll be easy.
It'll be a breeze.
And so Taker defeats Teddy Long, and he takes the entire 5 minutes. He doesn't try to win. He just lets the clock wind down because Taker's not scared of facing Bradshaw and Farouk in a handicap match next week to kick off the year. And so he just plays with Teddy. He knocks him around. He hits all his big moves. So this comedy conclusion to the year is just a fun way to send everybody home happy with all the sadness I get throughout the rest of the show.
I'm about to say, because goddamn, that was a depressing episode.
I know, my bad.
Jesus.
But yeah, so I knew I was going to end with the ha-ha, so that's why I did all the negativity throughout.
I'm really glad I booked my show the way I did now. Because God, that was depressing.
I'm sorry. It's the final Raw of the year.
No, not even that. It's the final AEW show of the year.
Oh, that's true.
This is it. This is the end of our first year. And congratulations, sir. Great work.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man, all these months, man, I was like, are we gonna make it, man? This is
I never doubted it. I knew 2002 was going to be easy. It was easy breezy.
Yeah.
So it's funny. So 2002 in the real world was the most world champions ever in the history of the company. 8 guys held the strap.
Jesus Christ.
And so in our world, we began with Jericho.
Yep.
Triple H won it.
Yep.
He lost to Rock.
Yep.
He lost to Brock.
Yep.
Back to Triple H. So 4 men held the title. We only crowned half the number of champions that the real world did.
I think we had less title changes too.
We had less title changes, and we had less world titles.
Yeah.
Because we only had the one.
Yeah, exactly.
The one undisputed.
Man. Who would have thought?
Ah, beautiful.
Great work. Man. Well, who would have guessed we're great bookers?
I mean,
Good job.
I
Good
always
job,
knew it.
boys.
I always knew it.
Well,
ain't we great?
ain't we great? Sure, Jeff would be proud.
Yes.
Well,
I like that guy.
Yeah, great guy. Good. Yeah, a nice little moment at Wembley.
Yes, Wembley.
But yes, we start the show off tonight with my boys Raven and the Hardcore Vice coming to the ring, saying he's not gonna wait to kick Kurt Angle's ass, and told him to come on, bring it on down. Let's go ahead and get this over with.
There's no mystery to it.
I'm about to say, there's no surprise. We all know you're here. Your girl told us last week. I don't even know what you want to do with me because you can't get this hardcore title back because you can never challenge for it again. And of course, this is when Stacy comes out. You know, long legs, looking good. Got her suit.
Oh yeah.
Suit action.
Yes.
And while Raven's like heckling and hounding and Dreamer and Richards, well, I don't think they're those kind of guys. They're gonna like whistle and hoot and holler at her,
Right,
whatnot. And this is when Mr. Kurt Angle comes to the ring from behind and attacks Raven. However, you know, it's 3-on-1, so he gets his ass kicked. And as he's getting stomped out, Stacy waves to the back, and out comes
Not Teddy Long.
Not Teddy Long. No.
Okay,
Not Vicky Guerrero.
That's a wise choice because it turns out Teddy Long didn't.
Teddy Long, not Wrestler of the Year, surprisingly.
Correct. Yes.
Can't believe it, honestly. Hell of a referee, though.
Yes.
But Stacy waves out, and out comes Shelton Benjamin, Charlie Haas, Team Angle.
Love it.
And
I'm so glad we're here.
Thank you, man. Listen, I've been waiting all year for this.
Yes.
So, obviously, backing him up. Shelton's hitting dragon screw kicks, and Haas is hitting Germans. Kurt Raven's all by himself. He's surrounded. He doesn't know who these two guys are. So
amazing collegiate athletes. That's who they are.
Yeah, big facts. Shelton hits a super kick. Haas grabs him from behind, nails a German. Raven bounces. Kurt stalking, setting him up. Angle slam. Crowd goes wild. Can't believe it. Stacy really struts down the ring. Steps over Dreamer. Steps over Richards. Blows a kiss to Raven. Gets in the ring and introduces the world to Charlie Haas, to Shelton Benjamin, and the new Team Angle. Kurt actually takes the mic and says, so, a little side tangent because I looked it up because I was curious.
Yeah, you're good.
So in reality, when these two debuted, A, Kurt was injured.
Yeah.
And and B, he was with Paul Heyman, if you remember.
I do.
Because I think it was, post Brock?
Well, so what happened
He
was...
screwed Brock over, is that what it was?
Well, so he had screwed Brock and teamed with Big Show, right?
Yeah.
But within very short order, they realized that was a bad decision.
Terrible decision.
So they were like, that was not a bad idea. So that's when he links up with Kurt.
Wrestling Machine, Kurt Angle.
And Paul gifts Team Angle to Kurt as basically a Christmas present.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
yes.
good times.
Pretty much, Kurt turns to Stacy and gives her all the credit.
Yes.
He said Kurt was hell-bent on coming out here 1-on-3, but Stacy said, hold up. I've been scouting these two guys. I think they'd be great for you. I think they have a similar amateur backgrounds. They're both extremely talented. They're young.
Yes.
They can go. Just trust me on this one. Give me some time.
Absolutely.
And Kurt gave her some time, and what a hell of a Christmas present.
Yeah,
for your...
it also helps explain why they've been off TV for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yep, and what a hell of a Christmas present for the former hardcore hero, current American hero, and
Forever American hero.
Forever American hero, our hero.
Yes.
But Stacy raises everyone's hands. Haas and Benjamin get a huge pop. They come out babyface, ironically.
Yeah, I love it.
So
I see no reason not to do that.
Hey, at least when you're against Raven, it's probably best to be a babyface.
Yes.
We'll switch that around later. But for now, happy times.
Yes.
Next up, we have Triple H saying the Samoan SWAT team got lucky last week. Say, lucky for them, their guardian angel, or I guess in this case, their guardian devil, Kane and Jericho, came to bail them out.
I like that.
And that's fine. It doesn't matter because when the Royal Rumble match happens for Triple H versus Rikishi, he'll find out that he can't play the game. I was really trying to remember what the hell I said there.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But what you're saying is that Triple H accepts the
big challenge,
the undisputed championship match against Rikishi.
Exactly.
Like it.
Exactly. And then last but not least, to close out the last show of AEW of the year, we have Molly Holly versus Victoria, and everybody banned at ringside.
Yes. The only the right way to do it.
I'm about to say. So one-on-one women closing out the show. This is probably the most me booking I've ever done in my life.
Hey, that's all right. I'm cool with it.
And I'm gonna give myself a Christmas present because Molly won the women's championship.
Oh, wow, I'm surprised.
Yes, I was too when I decided to make that.
I like it. So here's why that I'm pro your decision.
Thank you.
So I love Victoria. No knock on her
Same.
at all. But I've been asking myself a question this whole episode.
Which is?
Where's Trish Stratus?
Yeah, great question.
So when last we saw her, she was heel with Lita, although it turned out Lita was hurt, so we had to write her off.
Yeah, as you do.
And so to me, it makes perfect sense for a babyface to win the title leading into the coming year when you know you've got such a large looming presence as a Trish Stratus there in the background.
Classic booking 101.
Yeah.
But that closes out the last Raw of the year.
Dude, I'm a big fan of 2002.
Man, we did great work, man.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what we're gonna do in 2003.
Dude, I'm freaking excited for 2003.
Dude.
So I have a teaser that we'll close this out with. I've had this graphic ready for months now. It is Tres Hombre Dominino or Dominida. Anyway, it's a graphic. Spanish, yes. So it means 3-man dominance. And it is the coming together of Eddie, Ray, and Chavo.
Huh.
So the way I see this playing out is a lot like Death Triangle, where
Triangulo de la Muerte.
So where Ray Phoenix is clearly a good guy.
Yep.
Where Pac is clearly a bad guy, and Penta can go either way.
Very much a winner.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so thank you.
Yes, sir.
And thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys joining the journey. Take care.